Hello everybody, welcome back to another AI video. In this one, we're in ChatLLM Teams, and today I'm going to show you how to use this amazing AI platform to up your front-end developer game. Whether you're a new developer just learning the ropes or you're a seasoned pro and you've been front-end developing for a long time, guys, doesn't matter. There is a ton of stuff in this video you're going to learn. ChatLLM is a game changer, I guarantee it. And don't take my word on it. Watch the video. You'll see. Let's go. All right, the first step's an easy one. Head over to the website, abacus.ai. Link is in the description below. And then up at the top, click on New ChatLLM Teams. A new tab will open up. And you got two options. Sign in if you have an account and just skip forward a few seconds. Or if you don't have an account, click on Get Started here. And just note here that this is only $10 per user per month. I mention that because ChatGPT alone is $20 a month. And you get access to ChatGPT functionality and 100 times more. It's absolutely nuts, guys. Click on log in. Here we go. All right, here we go. So the first thing I do here when you log in is I like to go up here to the top, click on that down arrow. When you do that here, you'll see right now I've got root LLM selected. This is their smart router. So basically any prompt you type in, it will send it to the best large language model according to their rules. That said, for coding's a little different. If you're like me, I like to use Claude Sonnet 3.5, but other developers like to use, I don't know, they like to use 4 Omni, or they like to use O1 Preview, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can use them all inside ChatLLM Teams, and that's why it's so cool. Watch this here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that arrow. I'm going to select Claude Sonnet here, and I can go ahead and click on code. I'll do that in a second here. But I can go now to another tab here. I've got a second tab open. This one I've got 4 Omni. So I could type the same prompt in to each of these different tabs and get different results and compare them actively and in real time. Here's the third tab. O1 Mini's open here. Maybe this one here I've got O1 Preview. But if I wanted to go down here, maybe I would select Llama 3.3. There's 70B. There's so many state-of-the-art large language models to choose from. These are just a few of them, but there we go. That's the first big thing I like about this. But now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and dig in. We're going to start off from some beginning stuff, and then we're going to move up to some more advanced stuff where we look at some React stuff. You're going to love it. Let's go. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is how to create your own course. If you are a beginner, or even if you're a pro and you want to learn how to do something specifically, here's a prompt. I'm going to put it in the description below. I'm just going to copy paste it in here. But check this out here. I am in Claude Sonnet. Here's the prompt that I use. Create a comprehensive step-by-step course that teaches HTML, CSS, and JavaScript from absolute beginner to expert level. Keep in mind that I am using the front-end HTML, CSS, JavaScript side of things, but if you're a React guy or gal, Vue, Angular, etc., just swap them out. They're interchangeable. This course should be designed for learners with no prior programming experience and should gradually build their skills through theory, practical examples, projects, and advanced concepts. How good is that, hey? The course should also include real-world applications, best practices, and modern tools to prepare learners for professional development. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and use Claude Sonnet 3.5 for this, although, I might use O1 Preview and run the same prompt in multiple windows and see which one I like better, or, kind of compare them, contrast them, combine them. Let's go ahead and run this one here. I'm going to hit the go button here. This should be pretty quick, and it is very quick here. So look at that. This is the first thing I think front-end developers, not all front-end developers know this. I mean, yes, of course, you can go on YouTube or Udemy or things like that, but having the LLM, the large language model, which has literally read and digested everything on the internet, kind of by definition, have them create a course for you. That's the first thing. And if you look at the course here, Module 1, Web Development Fundamentals. Use your words, Curtis. Introduction to Web Development. Okay, so this is the first 1 or 2 weeks. Module 2, Module 3. Now you're looking at this and going, hey, this sounds like a great overview, but where's the actual stuff? And that's a great question. So let's go up here back to the top and watch this now. Again, this is us creating our own front-end study. We're gonna become a front-end developer, and we're gonna use Claude Sonnet 3.5 to guide us there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna look here, Module 1, Web Development Fundamentals. And then it gives us 1 to 2 weeks, and it gives us 3 big bullet points. Okay, great. Okay, great. I'm gonna say, please create Module 1, Section 1 in detail. Add anything you think relevant and add in resources, links, code, etc. Make this the best course on the internet. Okay, that might not have been necessary, but I just want to make sure that the large language model knows what we're aiming for here. Watch this. I'm going to hit the go button again, and it is going to cook up section 1, module 1 in just a quick second here. Watch this here. Look at this. This is absolutely amazing. And because it's a large language model, once this is done, you can go ahead and dig in on any individual part here. Watch this. I'll wait for this to finish and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so it's gone ahead and cooked it up here, and then let's zoom in here. It says how the internet works, basic concepts. The internet, a global network of interconnected computers. Okay, that's fair. I mean, the answer's not really the point. The point is it's gone ahead and given us the structure, the backbone that we need. If you look at something in here and go, hey, I don't understand that, watch this. Client, your device and your browser. Okay, I'm just going to go, please explain this. I just pasted it in detail. I am new. And what's happening here is we're basically interacting with our course and with our large language model, and it is giving us as much detail as we want. So we get a course and we get the ability to drill down and go all the way in and see what's going on here. So there we go. I went in and said, hey, understanding the client and web development, because that's a part that I don't really understand, let's say. It went ahead and gave me another section to this course, section to our self-learning. This is the first thing I want to show you with ChatLLM, and do keep in mind that you can do this in 4.0, you can do this in 01 Mini, you can do it in 01 Preview, Llama, etc. So creating your own content, creating your own courses, creating your own self-study is amazing. And in ChatLLM Teams, you can do it in all the large language models. It's wild. Now, let's dig into some code and let's dig into some snippets and things like that. All right, here we go. The second thing I like to use ChatLLM Teams for is explaining code. Especially when you're new, you look at a big wall of code and you go, I have no idea what's going on here, or I think I know what's going on, but I don't really know 100%. If you're new to code, you're gonna get there. It's crazy. Anyways, explaining code is absolutely amazing in ChatLLM Teams. Again, you can use all the large language models, which is nice. I'm just gonna copy and paste in a prompt that I use. And I mean, I wish it was more complicated than this, but we're starting off simple. It just says, explain this code to me. Then you'll notice here that I have imported, or I've copy and pasted in the code itself. Again, we're in 01 Mini. This is literally all you got to do. Just say, hey, explain it to me. Put the code in, hit enter. Watch this. It's going to go ahead and cook it up. It's going to take a few seconds. I'm going to come back when it's done, and then I'm going to show you how I can prompt it to see what kind of errors are in there and how I can maybe fix it up a little. All right, here we go. So we asked it to explain that code to me, and here's what it came up with. So here, it starts here. Certainly, let's break down and explain the provided Python code step by step. So it goes ahead and uses a step-by-step breakdown, which is fantastic, especially for newer developers. I can't emphasize how important this is, how good it is here. So you'll see here, it brought in Pygame, sys, random, and then initialized, etc. Go through this on your own time, of course. I will put the links in the description below. It sets up the font, etc. But at the bottom down here, you're going to see here, it gives us a summary. The script sets up a basic snake game where initialization, game loop, event handling, movement, collision detection, etc. This is fantastic, but here's the thing. There's a couple of errors, a couple of, not quite optimized sections of the code. This is another thing you can use ChatLLM Teams for is great. I'll just type this in here. This is my prompt. Great. What errors are in the code? How can I improve it? Something like that. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to come back when this is done, and let's see what it finds. It's absolutely amazing. This is going to blow your mind. All right, here we go. So let's see what errors it found and if it has some suggestions for improvement. I can already tell you right now, it does, and it did a fantastic job. I can already just look at this and tell you here. Okay, here we go. So unreachable code. Here is the first potential error. What here explains the error. This is the issue. This is the impact. And note here that it gives you the snippet. So I can just click on copy code, and then I could go ahead and open up my IDE, for example, and just copy and paste it in there and make the changes. The impact is also very interesting because it tells you how bad this is. Like this one here is harmless, but it tells you, hey, some people may get confused reading it. Fair enough. Let's go to the next one here. Food spawning on the snake's body. Okay, if I was playing a Python snake game and that happened, that would be a little annoying. Okay, so here we go. Again, I'm going to copy the code, and then here it is. Issue. When generating a new food position, there's a possibility that the food could spawn on top of the snake's body, etc. This can negatively affect gameplay, especially as the snake grows longer. There's the impact. It gives you code on how to fix it. Okay, this is fantastic. Lack of frame rate scaling. with game progression, etc. And it just goes through all of them here. Look at this. This is absolutely wild. Refactor code using a snake class and related functions. So this is an optimization tip. Again, it gives you the code exactly what you're looking for, and it tells you the benefits of doing this. And just go through this here. It's all in there. This is absolutely wild. It provides you with all of the code, everything you need. And if you need to go ahead and make additional changes, you could go like, let's say here, what is this one? This one is 3B, handle exceptions gracefully. I'm just going to copy that here. Watch this. I'm just going to go ahead and type this in. Explain how, I'm just going to handle exceptions gracefully. How can I implement this best? Again, I'm just going down the rabbit hole, but I'm just querying the large language model to go as specific and detailed as I need to get the information and the code that I want. And here we go. It's gone ahead and expanded out on this like I asked it to. It provides the code. It's absolutely wild, guys. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more here before we go. You're going to love it. All right, welcome back. So this one here, I'll just really quickly, I'll go quickly through this. I said, hey, create a React course for beginners. I'm using o1. This is OpenAI's big model, and it went ahead and cooked it up for me. But that's not the point. Watch this now. I can go, okay, here's the course. And now I'm going to be like, great, create a basic project for me to do using React. You can give it as much context as you want. I am a novice. Or I'm a beginner, I'm a novice, whatever your skill level is. Watch this. It's going to go ahead o1 this time, not using o1 Mini or Claude Sonnet. Now we're into o1. Again, they've got all the large language models, which is cool. o1 takes a little bit longer to think and do, so I'm going to come back when it's done thinking, show you what we got, and then we're going to wrap this all up. All right, excellent. So let's see what it said when we said, hey, create a project for us. Well, it went and did it. It gave us step-by-step, set up your project, install node.js, that's correct, open your terminal, run the following command, and it gives you the exact command. And again, if you get stuck at any point, just say, hey, how do I do, and then whatever, and it will show you. Create the basic file structure, etc., etc. It does it for you, gives you the code, gives you the links. This is absolutely wild. Here's another one I got while I got you here. This is the last one I'm going to show you. Great. What should I learn next to become a React developer? Just ask it a prompt. What should I do next? What should I learn next? Watch what happens here. It's going to think for a second here. I'm going to come back when that's done, and then we'll wrap it up again. All right, so let's see what we got here. It says, great, what should I learn to become a React developer? Okay, cool. Well, here's what it came up with. Below are some suggestions for what to learn after you've mastered the basics of React, which is what the course I created was about. All right, React Router, client-side routing. And again, I can dig in and ask about this if I don't understand switching between different URL paths. Just ask about it, write a prompt. Describe or explain, and it will do it for you. Global state management, etc., advanced React hooks, and so on and so forth. This is how I use ChatLLM Teams. It helps me become an amazing developer. It's kind of like having the cheat codes, guys. It's absolutely crazy. But there you go. You have access to all the big large language models. These are some of the prompts to get you started, create courses, ask for explanations, look at code, review code, ask for errors in the code, create code snippets. It's all here, guys. ChatLLM has it all locked up. Links in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.